No, you. Remember, we fucking just said you're gonna do it.
Oh, hey guys.
That's the beginning. Yeah.
That's a little behind the curtain for you of show prep.
Yeah, I got
It's
curtains.
the POS show. You know what we do with your host as always. You know him, you love him. It's Pat Oates. And you can see it already, but joining him is me, Bobby, as his co-host. And with us tonight, two comedians from Connecticut. First-timers on the pod, but not first-timers in comedy. I don't know. I didn't do a lot of prep on these intros. Give it up for Dan and Brittany.
That'd be crazy if this is their first day of comedy. They just made them go on a podcast. It's like, it's close.
I mean, to
so
be fair,
who's going to give me the light? How does this work?
That would be such a mean prank.
It's
all
like,
right, just 5 minutes, go.
Or you start by going, yeah, I work for Joe Rogan. Come on the podcast. And you're like, oh, there's young people that are that dumb. It's fun.
I always forgot about Joe Rogan. And like, I know he got super popular like in the last few years and shit, but people would bring him up all the time. And I was like that Fear Factor guy.
Are you 60 years old?
No, but my dad is now.
No, but seriously, like, I know of the podcast now, but like his whole middle career, when he talks about like he was an actor on a show, I'm like, I knew him as he used to go on Howard Stern as a comic, and they'd play this bit where he was pretending that he was working out, but it sounded like he was having gay sex. So I knew him as that, and then the most popular podcast guy ever. Like there was no in between.
Yeah.
But he made people eat bugs, and now he's Johnny Carson.
Yeah, I mean,
fair enough, man. I mean,
no, it's not fair. We're all working on jokes and we're all dumb open mics. And he's like, hey, lady, can you put a scorpion down your throat? And he gets $5 billion. Fuck that.
And then he actively like encourages his friends not to take those types of deals. Like he got Bert Kreischer out of his deal with the Travel Channel. I was like, nah, you don't want to be tied down, man. Just go do comedy.
Well, he also gives out medical advice, and he used to make people eat cockroaches, and now he's like, hey, take horse tranquilizers.
Yeah, and how many people died of eating cockroaches?
He's got millions of listeners, so I guess he's qualified with his millions of listeners. No, he is not a doctor.
He always brags about his fuck you money, and then anytime anybody else tries to get fuck you money, he's like, hey, that's stupid. That's beneath you. Why are you doing that? Because you did the exact same thing.
I get it, because like, you know, he gets all that money from Spotify, and then like me and Bobby at least once a month get like 13 cents from Spotify. So like it's fuck you money.
Wow.
Like, you can't spend it anywhere, so it's fuck you money.
Occasionally, Jonathan.
Right? Yeah, fuck you.
Money.
Occasionally, Jonathan Keller will see one of us having a really hard time and just Venmo us out of the goodness of his heart.
It's one of our Patreon people. Like literally be like, it looks like times are tough. Here's $13. I'm like, split it. I'm like, thanks.
Bobby, I've seen
my
you eat.
sister does that every time I leave my mom's house. She's just like, Daniel, I've heard bad things. Here's $50. Like, all right. I like your pity money. I'm not going to reflect it.
That actually reminds me of a story. Pat, do you care if we jump into one here?
This is a POS story?
Yeah. Who's the POS in this story?
I got one that's personal that these two know about that we'll be able to chime in, so we'll do that afterwards.
Oh, nice. Mine has to do with my sister.
Not bad personal. Just it'd be fun. Your sister's, she dead?
No.
Right.
I
spoiler.
fell in a rabbit hole on a long drive this weekend and got into Reba Mcentire.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got one fan. Turns out Reba's like a fucking gangster. Okay?
Yeah.
So there's like one song where her mom turns her into a whore, which it's like that's literally the point. She's like, hey, if you want to get,
but that's not how you break the song down.
But okay, is it true? Because if it's true, like it's a real sad story. If it's not true, do you think her mom's sitting at home going, "What the fuck, Reba? Why did you tell people that?" But the song that really got to me was the night the lights went out in Georgia, which is about this guy finds out his wife's cheating on her, and then the town thinks he killed her, but no, it was really Reba, his little sister. And as Pat knows, and is kind of the premise of most of my appearances on this podcast, I was cheated on. So I called my sister, who was a Reba fan.
Tell them who she cheated with.
A comedic magician. Yeah.
The worst kind. He does both poorly.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
I didn't know that was like a genre of comedy.
It's
when
not.
you start working other clubs, like I've had to open for many. It's crazy.
They always have one at comics. He's like
He's really a hypnotist, but he does comedy magic on the side.
So he hits all the bases.
Just write jokes. You don't need a gimmick.
No, make shit disappear.
Just be funny. Make people forget things.
Seems to be doing pretty good.
All right, so Bobby, you got cheated on, and Reba's mom's a whore.
No. Reba killed the guy who,
or
the girl who cheated on her brother or something.
Yeah.
So I called my sister and was like, "Hey, you're a fan. What the fuck's up? Like, how about you step up your
so
game?"
Old. You're calling her up like, "Hey, what the fuck's up with this song?"
I heard this song.
Ago?
I know you like Reba. What's the deal? Knock off your buck. And she was like, "I think that song's like more of a metaphor." And I was like, "I think it's kind of like a guide to advice. So I'm gonna leave a gun downstairs." Who's the piece of shit in the story? Is it me for yelling at my sister for not, doing the right thing, as some would say? Is it my sister for claiming to be a fan of Reba and not following through? I'm a fan of Wu-Tang Clan, and you know what? Cash does rule everything around me, Pat. Or
you got get the money.
Is it Reba for making it seem like it's such a simple solution to a seemingly everyday problem? We'll kick it to you, Pat, first, so you can give these two guys an idea how this works.
Well, it just works by saying dumb shit, and I'm going to say that it's not Reba, it's not any of the people you named. It's Reba's mom.
All right, yeah, I do kind of agree.
It's Reba's mom because no matter what happened, okay, even when we write jokes, it's all projections of things that have kind of happened in life sometimes. So somewhere Reba's mom one time kind of hinted that maybe she needs to be a hoe or needs to earn the money. Maybe she feels like she's the hoe for the family because I don't know any other McIntyres. You know what I mean? All I know is Reba. She's the one making all the money. And they named her Reba. She had to become talented. That's not even a name. That's some noise you make. And who would look at a baby and go, Reba? Like, that doesn't even make sense as like a ribbit, but like with an A. It's like you didn't hard R a ribbit. And like you just gave it an A. Why would you call someone a Reba? Reba Mcentire sounds like an Irish like bar you would go to. Like, I'll go to Reba Mcentire's to get fucked up and fuck a fat lady.
So like 2 for 1 well drinks at Reba Mcentire's.
Nothing's well there. Like everything's unwell drinks. And like to go with that name is crazy. It makes her sing that song and drove her into that thing. If she just named her Debbie, there wouldn't be any issue. She wouldn't be famous, but she'd be fine.
That is kind of a good point. I wonder if Reba's mom did say something that like Reba blew out of proportion, because that's how I'd handle things. If she was like, "You're up there singing your songs, you're basically a glorified stripper," and she was like, "Oh yeah, mom, how do you like that one?"
Or she was younger and Reba's like, "Can I have an allowance to go out?" She's like, "Maybe with all this dumb singing, maybe you can go out there and finally make some fucking money. Or I'm going to get you in more talent shows." And she's like, "What am I, your whore?" And then she's like, "I'll write this ditty."
That's like one time my dad was like, "Maybe you should focus on like going to law school, and comedy could be more of a hobby." So I vowed my first album would be called Just a Hobby, right, Dad? Still haven't put that album out yet, but here we are.
Well, that wasn't going to work. There's no lawyer named Bobby. I would not give anyone. You'd have to be Robert. Like, I don't want my lawyer to be Bobby. You can't have like your cute nickname as my lawyer.
Yeah, no.
No surgeon Bobby, no lawyer Bobby.
And I'm kind of like that book, Bobby, not Bob, or whatever. Dan, we'll kick it to you. Who's the piece of shit?
I don't know that.
The
book is that?
Bud, not Buddy.
Dude, I gotta go with whoever the fuck cheated. I mean, I gotta.
It's not real.
I know, but like whatever the inspiration of the song is, like, Reba's just trying to make money, or mom's just trying to pimp her daughter out. Like, whatever the inspiration for the song is
it is important to note they're two separate songs. One, she gets pimped out. One, she shoots her brother's cheater. Right, Brittany? I'm not mixing this up, am I?
All right, well then my across the board POS is whatever the inspirations were for those songs. Like,
how much does your sister hate you? Where she's like, "Hey, let's just shut up. I'm tired of hearing your mind. Let's play Reba." Like, it's your sister. How come you've never heard her Reba songs before? Did you just meet your sister?
When I'm driving, I'm in control of the music, man.
But Reba was on. You weren't in control.
Well, no, I put it all. I fell into a rabbit hole this weekend. I can explain how
Reba
I got
hole.
there, but you really don't want to know.
I was gonna say, like, how does that happen? Like, I got caught on a Hank Hill a rabbit hole this week.
It goes Harry.
He could have just gone on TikTok. There's that one sound that they're using everywhere.
Which one is that?
Reba?
Yeah. Oh.
Because I'll be right back. I got to make a TikTok.
Yeah. I forgot what what the song is called, but it's the opening for the Reba sitcom, which I've seen all of.
My stepmom and my sister watched that show religiously. They were such the biggest Reba fans. It was insane.
It's amazing.
It was not
really
amazing. Enjoyed that show.
It's amazing.
It was not amazing. There's a lot of words for it. Amazing wasn't one of them.
No.
It was hillbilly as fuck.
Yeah, made for CMT. It's that new like Tim Allen show where people are, oh, this is great, and it's just like, just tell me you're from Kentucky without telling me you're from Kentucky. Like,
well, Brittany,
but her cheating ex-husband's name was Brock.
Ooh, he was handsome then. That's a handsome name. Brock. That's a strong name. That's Rock with a B.
Or Transformer.
Yeah. It was pretty stereotypical.
In the Rock gym. Son of a bitch, I just got that. Brittany, there's a murderer in your house.
I believe she knows him.
That would have been incredible.
Who's the piece of shit in the story, Brittany?
Probably Robert for like harassing his sister about needing to know about Reba.
I like that you're Robert now.
That's what it says in my Zoom window too.
Oh, you're an idiot.
I'm reading it. Mine just says Brittany Robarge.
Well, I turned that off because I like to know your names and make it feel personal. There you are,
Pat. Robert. Not all of us are that familiar. No, that's fair. It was me trying to like reach out and show some connection. You know, we've kind of gone two very different paths in life. As she
so their connection was, let's play some songs that can get cryptic and I can go out of control with them.
No, it was like, if you're going to say I'm not supportive in this familial relationship, maybe you should step up and be a little more supportive. You know, just pointing things out. That's all.
I figured it was a long trip. So like as a comic, you ran bits by her for an hour and you can see her eyes rolling in the back of her head. So you're like, all right, here's your Reba.
I mean, I've only got an hour of material that I
new bits.
And that's if I do my material 4 times. So
you can't say only an hour when you have me and Brittany on who have like 7 minutes.
Oh, you missed the part where I was like, if I do my act 4 times.
6. So I'm working hard. I got 6. Fuck you, Dad.
It's been a process. I rewrote the writing process like 25 times. So
no, but it's awesome to see that as a new comic. You're already doing that. Most people just think they have an hour and then a year later go, oh, I should have worked on making those good. Like the fact that you're already working on making the joke good is a great thing.
And like Pat, you're a headliner. How often do you do more than 30 minutes of comedy?
Oh, I mean, frequently, but like, so this weekend, it's going to sound like bragging, but it's not. I actually felt like an asshole. I was opening for this guy. And so I was doing 25 each show and it's 4 shows. And at the end of the night, the headliner was talking with the manager as I walked by. They had like an office, like a curtain there. I was going to get paid. And I heard the owner say, you did great to this guy. He goes, but you didn't like change up your material. He's like, well, yeah, we don't have to do that. He goes, Pat did a different 25-minute set all shows. And I didn't realize I did that until I was like, what? And I listened to my recordings. I didn't repeat one joke and I did 4 25-minute sets. So I want that the headliner goes, yeah, thanks, asshole. Like the fuck? He goes like, I didn't mean, I was just like free blog. And we're going to get to a story about it later, but something happened in the town where one of my sets became what happened in the town. And I didn't even do jokes. I just literally talked about the town. But, so Bobby, who's the piece of shit in your story?
I'm going to go with the comedic magician. Because pick a real career.
He's not in the story, Bob.
He's kind of in the story. He's got a new trick.
I would have picked him, but he felt like an offshoot.
Everything in this is an offshoot. That's all this is.
He did learn a new trick I was pretty impressed by. He was able to turn somebody who was like, I don't want kids ever, into somebody who wants to be a mom. So that was kind of cool.
Did he just come out as rich? Like, hey, I'm rich. I don't have a kid.
Dude, he's a comedic magician. He's not rich.
Yeah.
What's worse, him running bits by you or a comedian? Like, oh my God, doing the magic too. I like magic for a minute, but I couldn't have someone doing I don't want to watch open mic magic. I don't want to see it when it's not ready yet. Like when he just saws the woman and she's bleeding.
But isn't that the whole point?
How do you make that funny?
That you're not good at it.
What they do is, the funny part is they do jokes and funny stuff in between. And they're kind of like, and the magic's bad on purpose a lot of times.
Oh.
So it's like, was this your card? And they're like, no.
I don't like that.
Yeah, they're like, no. He's like, oh.
If you're gonna combine the two, the magic should at least be amazing, so that if the jokes fail, you have something to distract them.
The ones that are good at it, both the comedy's not good, but it's not serious, so the magic is really good. But at least you can laugh if you don't like magic. But like some of the ones will do, like other magicians are just like serious, and I can't watch a guy be serious when he's a fake wizard. You know what I mean? I can't be like, he's just like staring, and the music gets deep, and he's in a tank. I'm like, all right, dude, you're gonna get. You wouldn't kill yourself in front of 40 people at this bar, like you know what I mean? Like, maybe on America's Got Talent, like yeah, you can't just kill you. So like they'll do like the guy that I know from comics. He does hypnotism too, and he's an R-rated hypnotist. And he's just like, so he's just filthy with his jokes, and he does a lot of colleges and stuff.
Sounds like a nice way of saying a rapist. An
R-rated
he plays hypnotist.
Dude, that's one of his lines.
Sexual harasser.
Bobby, that's one of his lines.
Oh God.
He goes. The courts makes me say this instead of rapist. Like the crowd laughs right away.
Well, Brittany, you just got a taste of comedic magicians. That's it in a nutshell. Little
Bobby,
rapey, a lot of hacking.
Bobby, the only one who's tasted comedic magicians is your ex-girlfriend.
Oh, I know. Sometimes they do impressive things like turning "I love you" into "I love you until we get back to Jamaica." You know, fun things like that.
Dude, we used to have this guy. I started comedy in Pittsburgh, and we used to have this dude that had like 400,000 followers on TikTok. And he would come up with a little shitty like Casio boombox and put a background thing on and do his TikTok videos at the open mic. And we would all just stare at him like, bro, what are you doing? Like, this is real life.
Your sound got very T-Pain.
It did.
Yes. I did like it. I was like, that's cool. The story's not good, but I want to dance to it. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I'm gonna buy you a drink.
Pat, you had a story. Let's hear it.
I have a couple. I'm gonna save so people here that are watching. We're doing 2 podcasts tonight. We gotta record 2. We have Dan and Brittany on because we're hoping this is the good one. Because we're having another one that I'm not going to tell people they watch this first with a guest that I don't know anything about that was kind of pushed upon us, and I don't know how that's going to go, and I think we're going to get canceled from it. But so we're hoping this one's good. So I'm saving all my post stories for that one later. But like, if this does get canceled, all I'm going to say at the beginning is, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. And I didn't know that you couldn't say those things to a woman who does that job. I didn't do anything yet, but I'm just guessing that's where it's going to go. So I'm just apologizing in advance.
Oh, okay.
I told you about,
And my soul is going to.
You guys aren't on that show.
I'm grateful to be a part of the last POS podcast ever.
No, the other one's the last one, but you're the last good one.
Yeah.
My sole goal from that podcast is going to be trying to convert her to Christianity.
No one is getting context right now, which is excellent for all of the things that we're
Yes, it's perfect.
And that's how we do our podcast.
It's
inside joke for Pats and Bobby. We're the only two that get it.
For our followers, I'm going to restrain to do one of my 3 impressions really bad. And all my impressions are just racist voices. That's all I do. And when people ask me to do it all the time, I don't mean to. My dad did them, and I learned it from him. So it's like Reba's mom was like my dad. You know? So they were kind of the same connection. Where he called me a whore.
All poor Reba's dad left her was a gun. So
yeah. My mom is a big fan of the Chris Rock bit of there's black people and then
there's N-words. That's a great bit.
Yeah. My mom's
cool.
Is like a grandmother of 2 black children. Like,
does she know?
Fully, yeah. My sister has got 2 kids.
I was kidding. Does she know?
No, she's fully aware. But none of her viewpoints.
Can she say the N-word?
No.
Why? She's the grandmother of black people. That's the past, right?
No, that's not how that works.
I don't know. If they were to live in her house, maybe you get a pass. I'm not sure.
I don't.
They have to live in her house. She's the grandmother of black children.
Jesus Christ.
No, they live with her.
We're gonna get canceled.
We are gonna get canceled. I thought we had a prayer. Thought we were
anyway, it's a game plan, dude. We're getting canceled. Why you
let me get to the story and get out of the part right.
Yeah, bail out before Brittany cancels on us.
Okay. Brittany's just texting. I'm ruining this person's life. This person. There you go, gun. But
Oh no, I'm like in the office and like I think there are like people visiting us now, and I don't know who they are. I mean, I'm not complaining; it's fine. But
if they want to come in and say hi, we can wave to them.
No, that's okay. They can't hear you guys, so
good. That's always good. Yeah, we've been on shows where people have forgot to.
Wait, we could do like Impractical Jokers.
No, don't. No, please don't.
Please get
Oh.
And then, but no, I didn't know her yet, and she's the most wonderful person. But like I was just making a joke about how he bought a wife, and like that was kind of it. He's like, I probably should have put headphones in. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I thought he had headphones in. I know he was being loud in the apartment. And then thank God his fire alarm went off, and then he had to leave. But he didn't turn the camera off. Yeah. He didn't turn the camera off, so which is our fourth screen. It's just like a fire alarm that we had to mute. It's just white in the room. It's just me, Alex Tomaselli, and Bobby. That was it. Well, the fire alarm. So, Bobby, I know these two mostly from an open mic that I would going to on Wednesdays for a while. It's called Velvet Libations. Dan is blessing himself because we got announcement last week that this Wednesday will be the last open mic there because they're moving to like a better brewery factory or some shit. No one knows. But the way we found out was weird. So some of us hang out outside, and I happen to be outside with the two of you when we got called in by the bartender / owner. I don't know if she owns it, manages. I don't know what she is. She's Deb. Nice lady, whatever. So very supportive. The open mic is good. A lot of the reason is because how supportive she is of it and make sure she promotes it. It's cool that people are there to watch it. She does a great job, whatever. But she comes out and says, I need you guys to come inside. I'm going to go up and talk on the mic. And that's all she said. So like my thought was she was going to fucking go tell jokes. And I'm like, do we have to fucking like fake laugh at this fucking old lady who's gonna been watching us, and she's been watching a lot of weird. Like we have some weirdos, like we have some strange ass people, and no, you have no idea. Like, and I love them. We'll have them out. Like, there's one guy I'm waiting to have on, Brian Glass. Like that motherfucker, he just talks about squirting like forever. Like it's just squirting. Everything is squirt, and he talks like this, and he's like, "Oh, there's squirting going on," and he says he can't move his mouth, so he can't even squirt while it's squirting, and I'm like, if she watches him and it's like, my pussy does that too. I don't know what she's going to do as Deb, the bar owner, or she's going to like watch me and yell at people or do like one line. She's got to be influenced by something. But she goes up and instead she starts talking about how they're closing. So she just does like 5 minutes. Well, I thought maybe she was going to die. I don't know if she'd announce it there.
And then announce it at the open mic on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's like, I've got terminal cancer.
So let's laugh one more time because hopefully laughter can be the best medicine because the chemo is not.
Right. Well, I thought she'd be like, I have terminal cancer, so we have these new, sweatshirts that are now $25, and they have the L in libations is with a pink ribbon or something. I don't know. I didn't know what she was gonna say.
Donate to my PayPal, and I'll give it to her.
And the best part is that for weeks I don't drink. So it's like, I've been waiting. Like she told me she was going to get a coffee maker a couple weeks ago. And then she kept saying it's not in yet. I'm like, it doesn't have to be shipped from anywhere. It's a fucking coffee maker. You can take it from your house.
I'll bring
and she's like, no. And then she's like, we're going to get food soon. And like, all they have is fucking chips. They switch what the chips are all the fucking time. Sometimes it's popcorn, but that's really it. And then finally she says this shit. And I'm like, this is all a lie. I was coming here for coffee and chips and now I got nothing. And then she went up and she does that shit. And then a comic had the follower and he did fine. It was like a weird follow. But then I went up and I made jokes about her. Because how do I not do that? Like, and then outside, I guess she found out when I was outside, I did say she looks like Ben Franklin. And somebody went inside drunk and said, Pat was being real funny and said how you look like Ben Franklin. She smiled at me and she goes, I'm not Ben Franklin, as we were leaving. And I was like, I go, you're not. Of course, you're not him. He's dead. Like you look like Ben. I didn't say you were.
Very similar resemblance.
Yeah, it's a regular New England lady look. They start attractive, and then about 50 years old, they become Ben Franklin. And that's just
if
a
we
look.
Were going to put on a community version of 1776, you wouldn't even have to audition. No. The role's yours.
They would have written it for you, Deb Franklin. But like, so who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it Deb for making this kind of deal? You could just say, we go to the bar, hey, we're not going to be open next week. Or have D Rums, the host, go, hey, it's the second last one, come out. like we don't really know this woman. She gives you guys beer, and I guess she's nice enough, but it's not like we're waiting to hang out with Deb later. It's not like I have Deb's number. Like the fact that she went up and made it about her, I'm like, all right, bitch, calm down. We're all divas. This is about us. We're comedians. We're supposed to go up there. Now I gotta follow Deb's type 5 and how she's losing her business. Fuck you. Like, is it D Rums, the host, for not going, you know what, Deb? Fuck that. I'm doing that. I'm going to finally do more material. I'm going to do a song about it because he likes to sing when he tells jokes. And then like, or is it D Rums' wife or girlfriend who takes pictures of everyone? But I didn't see a picture of Deb on stage. We all got pictures of us, but I didn't see that. She lays on a couch and takes an undercarriage picture where we all see our chins. Even if we're feeling good, we feel awful in this picture. And it's like, now Deb didn't get that photo. What the fuck? And then people would know she is Ben Franklin. I could just have you go to that picture right now and you can go, Pat was rude, but correct. Is it me for coming in and going, what the fuck is this? And then being mad about it the whole time. And she's talking about losing her job. Like she did lose her job. I don't know if she's going to be moving on, but I'm pretty sure brewery people are a dime a dozen. Is it all the comedians who said afterwards, this is awesome. There'll be a better mic in Bridgeport. Hey, you're stupid. It's a bigger place. They're not going to put an open mic on. They're going to do comedy shows, real ones, if they do any entertainment. They're not going to move it over there. We've lost a good open mic. Or I don't know. Or is it breweries for fucking ruining kids' hopes and dreams? Who's the piece of shit in the story? Brittany, you go first.
There are so many options.
You can also choose another one.
Probably the actual owners, because I'm mad that they're closing Velvet Libations.
Yeah, she's not the owner, obviously.
No,
she's just the Ronald McDonald of the place.
No, she said they were just putting more time into the new place and like investment. So
yeah, it's already open. It's not, so I don't know why they have to like shut this one down. It's probably not doing well. Like it's sad if you think about it. We're probably their best night, and that's got to be awful business. Like there's people that they get 30 comics like once or twice, but usually it's like what 15, 20 comedians, a couple audience members, but no one's getting hammered. So like you're spending a little bit of money, but most of us are outside just getting high and then like ignoring what's going on inside and then going out to do our sets. So they're not, no one's in there all night spending hundreds of dollars. So they always have something else going on. Like there's somebody knitting in the back with like a knitting group, or like someone's doing like mac and cheese art. I don't know what the fuck's happening in that back room, but there's always like some kind of camp shit going down. So they're obviously renting things out to try to make more money. Yeah.
They do like crafts night, which is I think the same night.
Yeah, that's a weird combo. Yeah. Craft night and dick joke night is a weird combination.
I thought you said craps nights, like shooting dice. Like they just had a bunch of dice games going on, because that would be a good combination.
That's
we get all the Asians in Waterbury, and they just go over and run a crap table.
That's Thursdays. How dare you? It's like, but I mean, I'm sure everything's gonna go fine. It's a big area, but like, it's weird.
From what I understand, it's a good place. I'm from Waterbury. I'm from Waterbury.
Quit bragging.
And supposedly Wednesdays comedy does good. Thursdays they do karaoke, I think. No, Thursdays they do trivia, and it's supposedly packed. Fridays they do karaoke. And then Saturdays they have events. So it's always packed. It's just, I don't think packed there is enough capacity, because like that's the third brewery to go out of business in that literal location in 2 or 3 years.
Well, and they lost their cook.
Yes. Yeah. They're still looking for him.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
Better go
find
him.
I mean, the cook at the Elbow Room was going to be the cook there, and he basically got told like,
Dan's got inside scoop.
I got scoops. Yeah. And basically, like, he got told that that place is dead, and they're going to be putting all their, like, they have, I guess, a sister location, like you were saying, in Bridgeport. Like, Deb is from New Hampshire, and her friend, I guess, bought, it used to be, started with some shit. It used to be some shit.
I didn't know this is going to become inside fucking Velvet Libation. Like, you got like stock trader info. I'm just trying to shit on a lady who looks like Ben Franklin. You're like, listen, in 1938, she lived with her best friend, Andrew Jackson.
I get why Tomaselli gave you the no inside baseball rule now.
What the fuck, dude?
Brittany, who was the piece of shit? I forgot.
Deb, dude. Deb is definitely.
No, you're not. It's not you yet.
It's all right. So
Oh,
we
I
got
thought
one
you
vote for
said
Deb.
me.
No, Brittany was still.
No,
I think
I'm
saying
not
it was the owner.
voting for Deb.
No, me either.
I think that it's the owners for not just finding a new cook.
The owners tried to do too much with that place. Outside was too alluring for someone to stay inside and get a drinking problem. You know what I mean? There's like the bean bag, there's the benches, there's all the picnic tables, there's a huge area, there's fire. You could hang out all day. So if you're outside, you're not going to go in as much. Breweries need to feel like you're like in like this cave where you just need to develop a drinking problem, so you spend more money. It was fun.
Or you need to put QR codes outside so that people can order.
Yes, I don't think Deb understands what QR codes are.
And also didn't have food.
Right. Well, that's that's a lot of the problem. No food. People aren't buying food. Food is more expensive.
Yes. And if you eat, then you feel like you're sober, even though you're not. And then you
drink
drinking
more.
Yes. Science.
Yeah.
And well, who do you think? And don't go into the history and lore of the fucking brewery.
No, I blame Deb, and exclusively for the fact that she went up in the middle of the show. Like, that's an end of the show announcement. Like,
Or you open the show.
Thanks for open or closed. Like, hey, everybody,
They're closed now.
Great, I've had a good time. Like, but unfortunately, we're gonna invest. Blah blah blah. Like, you don't come up in the middle of the show and be like, hey, everybody, I know this is your favorite mic, and now it's dead. And go be funny.
But she also wanted like hugs. I think she wanted like roses thrown at her and shit. I felt like she wanted flowers.
Dude, do that at the end of the show, and then you would have got more, I think.
Did anybody tip her better after? Sorry. Here's an extra $1. What do you do? Bobby, who's the piece of shit in the store you know nothing about?
It would be easy to say it's you.
Yeah.
Because
it's always me.
I don't think it is you though. Because like on one hand, she did go up and kind of ruin the mic, bring it to a halt, and like was obviously upset. Clearly, she enjoyed you guys being in there. She enjoyed the comedy. She enjoyed your company on a Wednesday. It made her Wednesday better. But she also enjoyed the comedy and she enjoyed you, which is why you going up and making the jokes about her is the
she
right
laughed
thing
at
to
it.
do.
She had a great sense of humor.
That's
So
my
it's like-
point. So like if you had walked on eggshells, particularly you, because it sounds like she knows you at least enough to know who you are and the type of person, it would have just made her more sad. It's the host. When he knows she wants to give a speech, it's D-Rums. Pull everybody together and go, hey, guys, here's the deal. Before the mic, we're going to let Deb go up. She's going to say some things. Give her your attention and respect. It's going to be bad news, but you know what I mean? Like, let everybody know. Give them the heads up so they do pay attention to her. You're not outside going, why the fuck do I have to go in the middle of the mic and listen to this? You all know what's going on. He can kind of articulate the information quickly and concisely to you guys and then give Deb her 5 minutes to say goodbye.
That makes sense, but I know for a fact if D-Rums called me into a team meeting, I would not have gone.
Yeah, but if he had been
I
like,
would ask someone else what happened. I would not go in because I would like, what's he gonna go? Everyone's doing 4 tonight, or say something dumb, or like, let's have a contest where like we make sure the worst comic ever wins again, something dumb like that.
Even just like, get in here, the mic's gonna end. Deb's, you know what I mean? Something, make it more clear what's going on. At least, I think the issue with doing it at the end is people go home. So, like, give her the time up front.
Nobody goes home.
Okay, well, then that's a good mic. You guys lost a good one then.
I mean, some people leave to go do other mics, but most people just stay because I don't know. Yeah. They close when we're done.
That makes sense. That is.
The only reason they're open on Wednesdays is because of comedy. They were the open mic used to be on Thursdays, and nobody showed up because of Elbow and the Nook, and so they moved it to Wednesday. And
now Elbow's gone too. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, it's gone.
Well, yeah, because D-Rums changed the time of the Bristol mic when it was still going on. So that was happening at like the exact same time as
Hungry Tiger. The Elbow or Hungry Tiger?
No, Hungry Tiger.
Yeah.
Why would he change it for Hungry Tiger? Hungry Tiger stinks.
Well, because people, I don't know why he changed the Bristol mic to be later. Like, I understand why he might have changed like the Thursday night mic because Thursday was a bad day, but he just made that one 8:30 and then changed both of them to 8:30. I think it was just like a convenient thing.
A lot of people think a Hungry Tiger is what you want because it'll be like more ferocious, but actually it's just going to be tired. Like you want a well-fed, regularly routine tiger.
Yeah, I want a chubby tiger.
Not even chubby, just like it knows at 9 p.m.
Tell me what I want.
At 9 p.m. it's going to eat, and then at 9 p.m. you throw like a human in there, it's going to eat. That's all I'm saying.
I would order Chinese takeout from a chubby tiger more than a hungry tiger.
Well, it knows good takeout.
Yeah, it's full.
It's not hunting hard. I get that.
Yeah. I mean, like, unfortunately, felines do like hunt for sport, so you could still
so you
die.
wouldn't want
They
to go
just
there.
wouldn't. They just wouldn't eat you because they just did it for fun.
And
Right.
honestly, I would respect that more.
Cats
should call
waste
it-
meat.
They should call it murder tiger.
Yeah.
I would go to murder tiger open mic.
Did
I
you say
would.
cats raised you?
No,
What did you say? I'm
No.
sorry.
I forgot what it. No, I didn't say cats
Oh,
raised
I
me.
thought we had like a Jungle Book situation.
Cats
No.
hunt for pleasure.
Yeah.
So do humans.
I
They
thought
waste
she
their
said
prey.
cats waste meat, like it wouldn't eat me.
Oh, cats waste food. Maybe.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, maybe that's what. I'm sorry. I thought you got raised by cats. Thought we had a fun situation.
I wish. That sounds like fun.
Because like Romulus and Remus were raised by a wolf, and they started Rome. So you could do like the matriarchy somewhere if you got raised by cats. Just a thought. Start
Well,
of the
didn't
next
it
major
didn't
empire. Yeah, you prove that, Pat.
I was distracted by the dog.
Yeah, the dog's tail.
You heard
I saw
Romulus
that
and Remus
too.
and was like, "Oh, my grandmother."
Wait, my
raised
dog?
them."
Yeah.
No one else has a dog.
Marley, come here.
Well, don't make it be on the show.
Oh.
This is
Because
it.
now it's cute, and then the people are gonna want to see the dog. Then they're gonna hear all the shit I talk. Like that's the problem. Like, they're gonna go, "Oh, you should see Dan's dog," and then they'll like hear that part I said about the grandkids before.
All right, get out of here. They hate you.
No, we like. What's the dog's name?
Marley.
Oh, fucking common white.
Did
guy.
you do that on purpose?
After
Oh, get a dog.
no. It's after Bob, not the movie. Like
Which Bob?
The
Bob
comedian.
Marley.
The comedian.
Okay.
That was it. The comedian or the singer.
The singer. Bob Marley.
There's a pretty famous comedian, but he's never going to be as famous as the singer. It sucks he has the same name, but he's a white guy from Maine who's a great comic. But his name is Bob Marley, and he sells out wherever he performs. He's fucking
As
awesome.
opposite as you could possibly get. Bob Marley from Maine or Bob Marley from Jamaica.
When I used to be the house comic at Foxwoods, when he would perform there, buses would come from Maine with him. Like they would see him in Maine, but they loved him so much, he would sell it out from people from his own stupid town because they like to watch him in a casino because they already watched him in a bar. And they would pack it out, and everything was like lobster and like wicked totted, and that was it. And like they just loved it for hours.
I forget.
And he was good. Go ahead.
I forget which comedian. It may have been Patrice said it. He was like, take your favorite comedian and have him try to follow Bob Marley in Maine. He's
Yeah,
like,
it's
nobody
the
can
most
do
insane
it.
thing.
He was legendary.
I got to open for him there once, and they don't even. It wasn't a theater; it was a regular comedy club. But yet, still, they're just ordering drinks and ignoring you, like you're the opener and arena, ready for Bob to do 2 hours of the same jokes. They can do the jokes with him, like it's a Beatles song. Like they know everything, but they just fucking love him. So maybe you should change your dog's name to that Bob Marley. That's what
No,
I'm
I'm gonna change it to the machine.
Oh.
So I can just do the same jokes and
saying.
people will laugh.
Because it
starts
doesn't wear a
drooling.
shirt. I got all the scoop on the the elbow room mic last night when my guy was at. So it's too boring. It's too boring. But what sucks is
It's
what
silly.
bothered.
Oh boy,
No,
what
it's not.
Avery do
It's not
now?
silly.
What did
It's
Avery
not
do
silly.
now?
Silly the end results. The initial problems should have been so easy to fix that they didn't.
If you know anything about that manager, I tried to deal with them years ago. That
Yeah.
manager ruins everything and hurts everyone's money. What makes me mad about it is my one dumb comic thing is that if comedians walk away from money, there's always a reason why. So like if you want to support comedy, don't be the asshole who goes, I'll take it over right now. Ask the comedian. It's disrespectful to the other comedians. Don't come in and take it over. I get it. You want to have an open mic that night. But if three comedians who are hungry comics, two of them younger, Jake's older, whatever, but like that want to like keep doing comedy, for them to walk away from this thing that they waste their life on and make no money from and get fucked over, somebody shouldn't that night be like, well, now I'll just take it over. Like that's an asshole move. That's like literally you breaking up with your girlfriend. Then me, as you're breaking up, I walk over and ask for her number. You know what I mean? Like let it go for a little while.
Oh no, I said no. Like when I walked.
Oh, you were
into the
there? I
open
didn't
mic.
even know.
Yeah.
I was
No, when
somewhere
I
else.
walked into the open mic on Thursday, like the general manager was like, "Hey, so we need somebody to run the room now. Like, do you want to be that person?" And I was like, "I would have all of the same problems that they just
Right.
had. So
Dan Brown texted me from the mic, all scared, like, I don't know what's going on. People are angry. He's like, bickering going on.
There's a
Like,
boy with
there's-
an intellectual disability who's got me cornered, though, so I've got bigger problems, Pat.
They don't know that part, but Dan
Oh.
gets scared by every job. Dan's on this podcast a lot, and every time he had a job, mentally challenged people, like harass him or molest him. We don't know why,
Yeah.
but it's happened to Dan a lot. Brittany, you were going to say something.
Yeah,
And then
that
Bobby
was
steamrolled you
no, it's
about
okay.
elbow room.
No, I'm not. Is there still a mic there?
No, this Thursday it ended while it was happening. Someone might try to put it on again, but like all those guys,
I missed
Mustaf,
one Thursday.
yeah, they all quit it. I was at a show somewhere, but I was getting texted by people at the mic telling me about it.
yeah.
So right now there's
I'm-
no, and a week from now there's no Wednesday or Thursday mic at either of those spots.
Well, this has been a really sad week because
Yes.
now I'm sad. I don't know.
But now young comics need to go out and start their own mics, right? That's all you have to fucking
Well,
do.
if only
Just
there
find a
was
place.
You know,
So, Monday
I
mic.
was
Go ahead, Brittany. Bobby doesn't like when women talk.
I was thinking about it, but now there is no local Thursday mic. So
The elbow room people, so like Mike Massaro, people like that were telling me that they're working on something to put a mic probably on a Wednesday somewhere else to fill that Wednesday void. So I don't know where it's going to be, but whatever.
Yeah.
This became very local. Alex Tomaselli would hate this episode. So the last story I'll do is, Bobby, unless you got some dopey stuff, maybe you should do one of your dopey games to them.
Sure.
dopey game.
Sure. Have you guys seen the movie?
Bobby has games that get me real mad, but people like them.
Have you guys seen the movie Gattica?
Oh, fuck you. Not this one.
No.
I don't have the
No.
pictures prepped for the other game, Pat.
No, we're not doing the other game. The other game was almost got other comics canceled. That game's over.
It
It was called 15 or 19, and you'd have to guess.
No.
Yeah, so we don't do that one anymore.
I mean, you say no, but Nick at Night said yes. Anyway, the movie Gattica is basically, it's in the future, and humans get completely genetically coded. Like, you can control every aspect of your child down to a T. Now, the movie Gattica is about this normie who's born the traditional route and then becomes an astronaut and urinates using his left hand, and it's a major plot point in the movie. You'd be surprised. I know it sounds like an off joke. It's literally the pinnacle of the movie comes down to which hand he urinates with. But that doesn't really have anything to do with this game, which is if you get to design your kid to a T, and we will start with you, Brittany. How big of a penis would you give your son?
Why is this a question every fucking time you do? Like, who
When I
would program
say-
their kid's dick?
You would. It's
Because
the
I have
future.
a son.
You have to.
I don't want to know about his dick. My dad didn't know about my dick.
He-
Don't know about people's dicks.
So
Every
I guess
episode
my
I
thing
explained,
is
he did.
my thing is if there's I assume if this is an option that there is some kind of database to pull from. So I would just take whatever the standard was and not ask.
What if you're first?
What?
What if
like
you're the
one of
first one?
Technologies.
And I'd say surprise me, but don't be mean.
What's
That's fair.
mean?
Because all right, just to give you some
by the way-
context, like if in generally speaking, the smaller the penis, he's going to be a harder, more determined person. Bigger the dick, big dick energy.
Not always,
easier.
but like
That has not been my experience with people.
Well, I hate to be this guy, but I think I've seen more dicks than you have, Brittany. Then, because I've done a lot of analysis for this game. Big bell curve, studies. No, I don't know. Use your knowledge.
By the way, I'm going to say one thing for this. For all the times you've asked people this, one guy had a great answer where, and I like where he went with the girth and all that stuff. He actually went, he started thinking. Brittany's had my favorite answer so far of dealer's choice, where it's like, because in reality, that's what it is. If you were a mom, you wouldn't know your kid's dick game. So yeah, that's actually the regular mom. Everyone should be like, yeah, whatever. God made it the first time, or whoever you believe in. So why would I don't want to make my kid's dick. Because then if you make something, you always check on it. You know what I mean? And I don't want to check on it.
Well, you're gonna want to get your money back, right? If it goes wrong. All right,
Why would I need my money back?
what if they fuck up? Oh,
Well,
we
they
did
have
it.
to fuck. That's what
We
it's
did it
for.
in centimeters, not in inches. Our bad. Something bad. But Brittany, I do like your answer of give me the stock. We don't need to go above the Great. Dan, how about you? What are we thinking?
Would you give it a different color though? Like just to fuck with it, like
No.
white guy, Asian penis. That'd be a fun conversation.
It feels like it would be an awkward conversation when they were an adult and they were like, why did you do this?
Because it only took 15, 20 minutes. And that's my one racist joke. Go ahead, Dan.
For the record, there's plenty of
No
white
records.
dudes like on Pornhub. Like you'll see all the white dudes that have like the off-white dick, and then they have like the pale white dick past the circumcision point.
Seems like Dan,
So I've seen a
some
lot of, like-
research as well.
Yeah, I've seen some.
All right. If you're wearing a hat on this podcast, you have cock knowledge. What's
Trust
the
the
Navy,
science,
man.
Pat. Trust
I
the
was in the
science.
Navy. I guarantee you, I've seen the most dicks out of anybody on this podcast. Like,
Well, I'm Catholic
why
and went
are
to
we
Penn
all
State,
battling
so-
for that?
I'm not battling for it. And
I've seen the least dicks.
yeah, no, I've showered with 76 men before.
Yeah, I'm Catholic and went to Penn State. I'll see you in that championship, buddy.
By the way, that's Dan's new open mic on Wednesdays. Like, showering with 76 men. You get the light at 73.
It's such a unique night.
I've seen all the dicks, and I got.
Deb comes up and goes, they've canceled this too. I don't know why.
I take
Yeah,
one
I
Thursday
have
off.
to.
I missed the showers night.
I have to 100% agree. Like in my anecdotal evidence, the bigger the dick, the more insecure the person. Like it's a weird thing.
Wait, how do you know? I don't
Because
know.
I showered with.
Why am I asking this question? Why do you know their dick and their security levels?
Because he was in the Navy.
Because I spent 3 months in the Navy at boot camp with them. Like,
So you would talk to someone, then go into the shower, look at their dick, and then later on they're like, I just don't believe in me. You're like, oh, you should. I've seen, like, what the fuck? Who has that kind of level of conversation?
no, it's the assholes that volunteer. to
But now you know they're assholes?
They're like, dude, I'm gonna run the vision. And then you get into the shower and they got this little, like, their pubes stick out further than their dick. And you're
What are we
like,
doing?
oh.
Bobby, I hate this game. This is why I hate the game. Because it becomes
Yeah, dude.
men designing penises.
No, I get it. Playing sports. You know the number of
8
pep
inches,
talks I had
8
to give?
inches, medium girth.
I like it.
Was it a steak? Medium
Yeah,
good.
anything over 8 inches, girls complain. Girthy is good. That's
How do
been
you
the
know?
general-
How do you know they complain? You sit next to your friend with a bigger dick
Like,
and
'cause
watch
I'm-
them fuck?
Cursed with 9 inches, Pat.
Now I got a 9.
I knew this. See, that's the other thing. This whole game becomes a braggadocious thing.
Once you put the girl's knees back, they go, ow. And you're like, ah.
The girl, you don't even know her name.
That's
By the
not
way, she
how
should be
that
a woman.
works.
Yeah. See?
That's
Once again, Brittany might know.
that's not how that works.
Well, Brittany, you can write a counter paper to the one Dan and I are
No,
putting out.
I'm okay.
You had your opportunity.
I do like that two
I
white
did, and I
men.
passed on it.
I've always been someone who's like, mansplaining's not real. But this episode, I just learned 2 white men just told a straight woman that, hey, guess what? We know more about penises than you. So shut up, lady. It's like, I've showered with men on a boat.
I haven't done that. So
I was in
no.
the Navy for 2 weeks. I did not even make it on the boat.
If we were playing Never Have I Ever, I would still have a finger up.
The whole time. I don't.
Yeah,
and the
pretty much.
finger might be the size of my penis, but who knows? I'm Irish. It's not my fault. It depends which finger we're using. But I get Mr. 9-inch over here.
I said 8.
Mr. Steal Your Girl with her
I
knees
said
up.
8 and girthy.
8 and girthy. I want you to have a T-shirt that says that.
Didn't Weird
That's going to be
Al.
my first special's name. 8
That's
inches
the
and
new.
girthy.
That's the new merch that Deb's gonna sell in the last week of open mic. 8 and girthy. It's got a thick stout on front of it. So it's like a beer thing.
Wasn't that the Weird Al parody? I'm 8 and girthy.
It was not 8 and girthy. I forget what it was, but
It was
they're too
white.
young to both.
It was white and nerdy.
I don't think we have. Do I have time for one more thing?
Yeah, let's do it real quick.
Okay. So this weekend I was performing in the epic Mecca Center of Comedy, Beverly, Massachusetts.
You know what? We don't have time.
Yeah, I don't mean to brag, but it's 40 minutes from Boston, and it's kind of where they filmed The Perfect Storm. If you remember that movie where Mark Wahlberg was on the water.
Yeah.
I go perform there about once a year somewhere because my sister and her husband and their kids live in Beverly, Mass. So it's like a way to visit them for a weekend, but also not have to see them much. You know what I mean? Like I can talk to them for a minute, but do comedy. So there's a guy, there's these comedy clubs in Boston. There's like Laugh Boston and Nick's and all that. The owners of that have now gotten a club in Beverly, which is just random. So I work for them anyway. And I was like, oh, it'd be cool if I could do Beverly. And they're like, oh, sure, you can do it. And they give me the weekend. And my sister has been, in that town for over 20 years. She's been a teacher. She's involved in everything. She's like the mayor. So if I go up there and do a show somewhere, she gets like 50, 60 people to fucking come. I don't tell the club staff. It's a nice surprise. Yes. Believe me. One more person. When I said, there's this waitress at Comics who said, where are you this weekend? I said, I'm in Beverly. She goes, I hope she's nice and walked away from me. And I'm like, I hope she was kidding. But if not, that was the weirdest passive aggressive. Like for me to say, where am I going to be this weekend inside a woman and say her first name and someone would be insane. Like just manic. It'd be like almost somebody saying, would push her legs up and it's better. Anyway, so I took this show and whatever, and I told my sister like a weekend or two before, this is the weekend I'm coming up. And she goes, oh no, not that weekend. And I'm like, why? She goes, that's momball. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. And she said, all the schools, there's like 5 high schools in the area, and all the mothers of all the kids in the schools all play softball in this tournament every year, one weekend a year that raises money for all the pantries and all that. But what it really is, and it's not a good cause, they're drunk. It's 80 to 100 moms between 35 and 55 just tailgating, drinking kegs, getting fucked up, and like taking over this one bar in the town. And that's where they go. So that I can't get anyone to come to the shows because everyone is at mom ball and drunk. So the first night, Friday night, the show times were weird too. It was like a 6:30 and a 9. So 6:30 is a weird time to have a comedy show. You can't, and they don't have food there either, so you can't go have dinner. So we didn't have a lot of people there. The headliner is this guy from LA, but he's originally from Iran. So like he's a cool dude. We're chatting, but I'm trying to explain to him what's going on in the town. He's like, that would not be allowed in Iran. There'd be no mom ball tournament.
Wouldn't have that fucking problem.
So we do the 2 shows. The shows are fun. And afterwards, me, him, and the host, they're like, we should go do something. Because like he's staying in a hotel the town over. It's like there's nothing to do in this fucking in either town. So we'll just walk down the road, whatever. And we're walking. It's all dark, whatever. And we start to see this one bar. And I knew the name because my sister would go there all the time with her husband, whatever. It's called Fibber McGee's, which is such a fucking Boston East Coast stupid ass name for a bar anyway. And in my head, I'm like, wait, I think that's where they go for this mom ball thing. And we can hear all the noise. Like every other building, store, whatever. It's like 10:30, 11 o'clock. Everything is shut down. Lights out. The town is shut down and then you see all these cars and everything in front of this one fucking bar. And as we're like up 2 blocks away, these 2 women walk by us. And one lady just kind of drunk goes, where are you going, Fibber McGee's? And I go, yeah, I think so. And she goes, don't go. It's sweaty. Oh. And I was like, I turned to the headliner. I'm like, no room can be sweaty. That doesn't make sense. I know. Well, spoiler alert, Bobby. So we get there and like everyone has like the Karen haircuts. Everyone's in their softball uniforms. So it's just mom. There's no athletes. It's a combination of 2 things. 30% of them are lesbians who this is their weekend. They are converting. They are flipping moms into their new lovers. You're watching this happen in this bar. And then 70% are just moms who are finally having one weekend to have fun and just be fucking hammered as a DJ in the corner plays like late 90s, early 2000 hip hop with mixing in like AC/DC and Pink into shit like there was like a 20-minute version of Get Low, and it was fucking crazy. It's all these white women are trying to get low, but they have no butts. And then I'm just watching them like squat, like they're kind of sitting on an imaginary chair. And I was high, and it was like the greatest thing I've ever walked into in my life. As we just watch moms, like a mom version of Footloose, dancing around. There's not even men bartending. There's like the guy at the door is like mad. And he's carding us. He didn't card me or the other. He carded the young host. And then so he's even pissed. I go, what's wrong? He goes, I'm normally the bartender, but they don't want men bartenders tonight. It's like their greatest night. Like, I'm sure this bar doesn't usually do well. Like, we were sitting there lunching. I'm like, and they're making money hand over fist. And then I look, and there's one corner where it's just lesbian corner. And one lady has like a white t-shirt. Like, she had no softball. I think she just went. Like, she's like, this is where I go. Like, it's smart to go. It's
prom night.
Oh, she goes, she's like 5'4". She's got a white t-shirt with the sleeves rolled up with a cigarette in the sleeve. I'm like, fuck yeah. No, she has blonde spiked hair. So I kept calling her Girl Fieri. And like, she's just like posing in front of these women that are like 4'4" both ways. They have no necks. They look like refrigerators. And they're just fucking raising the roof behind us. They're grinding on each other. We were there for like a good 40 fucking minutes. It was so sweaty. It was so weird. Two women were in their phones going like doing the "you can't see me" thing. So we were laughing, and a lady explained to me how we're dumb for laughing at her because that's the only dance she can do because this is her pitching hand. And I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Then we walk outside, and there's a lady sitting on a bench throwing up on her own feet. And she's in her softball uniform. And another woman is standing over her going, "Water! Bring water to her! Water!" And they're screaming and they're flushing water out. Ubers are lining up, just waiting for these women to come out drunk to shuttle them off. So we watched that like, what the fuck? My sister wasn't there, thank goodness. There was a Chinese food place that also sponsored this. So the rest of the moms were doing karaoke there on the other side of town. That was the two things. So the next day when I went to go do my 6:30 spot, I looked, and the crowd was decent size, whatever. One lady looked real hungover. And I started my set by going, "Mom ball?" And she perked up, and the whole crowd kind of knew what it was. And they're like, "What?" I go, "Motherfuckers, if you all don't know about mom ball." And I just told on stage what I told you guys, but with more detail for 25 fucking minutes, just went hard into mom ball. The headliner was in the bathroom, and he's like, walks out. And when I was done, he goes, "The fuck were you at the Apollo?" The wall was shaking. I'm like, "Mom ball, son." He's like, he's in 25 minutes. And I yelled at the owners. I'm like, "Don't ever fucking book me on mom ball again." During that show, my sister texts me and goes, "The keg finished. Do you want us to come to the late show?" I'm like, "Absolutely not. I do not need 50 drunken moms now partying, scissor locking while I'm trying to tell a dick joke. I do not need that." Who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it the comedy club for knowing your town? If this is your, like, I made the joke, like, this is their Black Friday. They're in the black now, like in their record books. That bar made so much money that they're probably good for the rest of the fucking year. It was crazy how much money was being spent. They know that that's happening. Maybe not even have a comedy show, or have two. Don't have 4 fucking shows where we can't fill the fucking place out. Yes, and there's really good ones in the area. Amy T is a killer in New Hampshire. Have her that weekend, but she probably would rather just go over there anyway and not do it. But like, or is it the club for the bookers who did that and not paying attention to their town? Is it my sister for not telling me earlier? I would have switched my weekend if I could have and said, "Oh, we'd have people there," and not like I had the experience of mom ball, and that was amazing to watch. But it would have been more fun to have packed houses. It would have helped me with that club. Not that I ever do bringer shit, but it would have been pretty cool if I rolled in with like sold out shows because of me. I'd probably headline the next time I win. Is it Beverly, Massachusetts? Fucking mom ball? Are you seriously? That's your whole thing? The husbands were sitting outside waiting, or some of them were inside but mad, waiting for their moms to stop twerking. My nephews who were 20 and 17 were at it all weekend because that's where women go. They were picking up chicks at mom ball because the whole town's there like it's their carnival. There's like taco trucks. They've got everything set up they do it from 9 a.m. till 10 p.m. And then they party for 3 days in a fucking row like it's Woodstock. Who's the piece of shit in this story? Is Bobby, you go first. Or is it me for shitting on mom ball when I should have just been a good comic and done my jokes?
I think, honestly, it's Muhammad, the prophet, right? Because we believe sometimes in life that, like, God, when we lose our way, sends us ways to get back to our faith. And I'm guessing the Irani who moved to L.A. had gotten a little far off of that course, so he needed a reminder of what happens with too much freedom.
By the way, he crushed in all his shows, too, so he handled the people there thing good.
Because he was spent the whole weekend praying and being like, "I get it." So I'm going to go with Muhammad. He ruined your weekend.
Dan?
I'm gonna go with the Booker for not having the show at the fucking softball stadium. Like, have that shit end and have the show in the parking lot or have it in the bleachers or something. Like, we got all these hammered people here having a good fucking time. Let's just have a good show.
They would not have listened to this white boy tell them what I know at that event. They would hate me. Brittany?
I would just say the Booker for booking a show if they had any idea that momball was happening.
Yeah, it's not a new thing. It's been happening.
Awesome.
It's fucking insane. I want to go there next year, but not for comedy. I just want to. It was so fun to be high and just sit in the corner. And it was funny. I made a joke. I said the lesbian corner with the DJ. A lesbian came out. I said, "Oh, it's the lesbian corner." She goes, "There's 3 guys. You 3 guys are sitting here in the gay corner." I'm like, "Touche, lady. Touche." Yeah. We're just watching. But yeah, it was amazing to watch. But like, yeah, I guess you can't cancel all shows. Some people did come out, but I don't know. Maybe do some.
In Jessica Kierson. Combine it with the event after the games each
Dude,
night.
they wouldn't. I'm telling you, they
show.
wouldn't have gone. They wouldn't have gone. They're so drunk. They wanted nothing. It didn't matter who was there. It's Massachusetts. They could have the Dropkick Murphys and Lobsters fucking, and they wouldn't have fucking gone. Like it would. They were so into this fucking thing.
So I'm saying, have it there.
No, I said my suggestion to them was, how about you sponsor a fucking momball team? And then you give them tickets for another time. Like you sponsor the team. They're so fired up and loyal. They're wearing their uniforms. They're not athletes. They didn't look, no one looks good in baseball pants anyway. But when you're a mom who's had like 6 kids and you're trying to play shortstop, you're not looking good in fucking tight pants.
True that.
The piece of shit is me. It shouldn't matter. They should just be allowed to have their fun. My world is not what their world is. They're having mom ball. They're having a good time. We still had people come out. We had great shows. The club liked me. Everything went wonderful. I saw a cool experience, and then I was like, I got to talk about it on stage, and it was very local, and it felt cool sometimes to me. I'm not from the town, but I got so specific. I was getting local comic laughs, so it was kind of cool to kind of get that and have fun with that whole episode, that whole thing going on. And it was a good bonding experience for me and the 2 other comics who didn't know each other because we have this mom. Like I messaged the guy like later in the week, at the weekend was over, and the headliner's like, "Dude, next year we just become lesbians and get a softball team, and then we just go there and party." I'm like, "I'm in, bro. I am in." Well, that headliner's Amir K. If you ever see him anywhere, you guys fucking killer. But Bobby, you got anything else?
That's what I've got for tonight, buddy.
We got to stretch and get ready for whatever the fuck is next.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
But I thought I like this episode. Brittany, thank you so much. Dan, thank you for most of the time. Our audio version will be Dan sounding like R2D2 as a cancer kazoo, but it'll still be good. It'll be fun, but it died well. I thank you guys so much for being on. Brittany, where do you want people to follow you anywhere? Any social media shit?
No, not yet. I'm working on the social media.
There you go.
Page.
Good call.
I don't think you have a comedy page or anything.
We're not plugging that yet.
You know what? I appreciate it. You don't need people. All it's going to be is people creeps following you going, "Hey, I like your room." Like, all right, fuck off. But Dan, do you want people to follow you anywhere?
Yeah. Anybody that likes my room, they can follow me at DShea76. It's Dan Shea, but DSHEA 76. That's where you can get my bookings in random comedy cellars and basements all across Connecticut.
Someone's like, he didn't do the Comedy Cellar. Like, not the Comedy Cellar.
God, no.
A Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
You work basements.
When I get booked again, I'm just going to send the info to Dan since he just told everyone his info so that he can post it on his page for me.
That's a brilliant move. I'd be so mad as a comic. It's like, Dan, you've changed. Dan had that surgery video. It's like, you turned into, are you this woman now? Like, yeah, you look great, Dan. Good job.
Yeah, I still have meetings with my family where they're like, wait, so do you have a vagina? And I'm like, oh, God, that was supposed to be such an on-its-face joke.
I guess you're not good at Gattica. They would have known about your giant.
Well, if you're a fan of Gattica,
pussy.
See me October 8th at KC Ray's, Kevin Brennan and Bob Levy's Comedy Loft with Levy, Gino Visconti, and Kevin Dombrowski. If you're in Central PA, I'm with Earl, so hit me up.
All right, so this Saturday I'm in Middletown somewhere, Powder something. I don't fucking know. It's I'm headlining a show. I'm there, whatever. The following Saturday I'm in Manchester, New Hampshire at Chunky's Cinema. It's a movie theater, but they have served pizza and beer. And then I stand on a stage in front. But the best part is, like, you know how when you go to each movie theater, they have like the poster of the show,
Yeah.
and it says stuff. They have a poster of me, and then it says R-rated. And I'm like, finally, thank God someone told them. So when they walk in, I can just say,
It said
buttholes
R-rated,
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all pirate stuff. But like those two shows, what else? Oh, I'm at City Steam this Thursday. What else?
You're headlining comics soon.
Oh yeah, that's
You and
later.
Pete Angelo. Put it out there. People want to buy tickets.
But I
in
don't care about
advance.
that one. I care about the day before, Bobby.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. My bad.
No, but the day before. Okay, so
Angelo was the murderer.
that's my birthday weekend. So the 15th, I'm at Retro in Derby, headlining a show with my buddy John Romanoff on that. Megan,
Get your
Autumn
tickets now
Harvey,
because
whatever
that's
the fuck
going
her
to
name
sell
is.
out.
That one's close sold out already. And then I'm headlining comics on the 16th. Pete Angelo's open for me there. So that should be a fun one there. If you're starting out in comedy, go to Amazon and buy my book, How Not to Suck at Comedy. The guy who wrote the forward is now being accused of Me Too shit in Boston. So that's fucking fun. It's always cool when you find out. So I was in Boston. They're like, did you hear about this guy? And I'm like, oh shit, he wrote the forward to my book. So it's like my brother, when he was in high school, this is how old we are. His quote was from O.J. Simpson in his yearbook, and the next month is when all the O.J. shit happened.
Nice.
So like it was normal, and then now he's got a quote from a murderer allegedly in the book. So follow us on YouTube, go to the Patreon, you get exclusive episodes, stuff like that. You get episodes before anyone else does, an extra episode for you every week. Go on there and check that out. Brittany, thank you so much. Dan, thank you so much. And Bobby.
We'll end with my senior quote, which was, "The last capitalist will hang is the one who sold us the rope. And don't be a piece of shit."
You were boring.